gosh, welcome back. Love you all. Hope you're having another great day. So my last video, I attempted to shake off the dissidence I was feeling about painting, and then realized that my camera was positioned in the wrong way, so that all of my writing was backwards. I am so sorry about that. That alone has created a little more dissidence in my life. So I'm so sorry about that, you guys. So let's try and do a successful video for you today. So if you remember from my Happy Valentine's Day pour, just wanted to show you guys, this was the final dry result. So I am digging this one. So I thought, I had promised you I would show you my method of finishing off the paintings with epoxy resin. So I'm going to treat you today with not only a bag-free, hopefully, environment, hopefully bag-free, but let's finish this painting off so it is gallery ready. So let's crack on. I have here just mixed up some warm water and a few drops of Dawn dish soap. So what that is for, we have got to get as much of the silicone off our painting as possible before we resin. You don't want that silicone on your paint, the silicone on your painting and then try and resin. They fight against each other. They're bitter enemies. So I just got paper towel and dipped it in my soap water and just getting as much silicone off as possible. And you'll find, guys, you'll have some paint coming off. Don't worry, you haven't ruined anything. Just don't scrape. You don't want to be scraping painting, and just something soft like a paper towel. And I'm going to run it over again just to make sure I've covered that surface and washed off as much as the silicone as possible. And again, Dawn dish soap takes the grease away. No, use it, lovely commercial, they use it on them little animals, poor things that have been suffered an environmental catastrophe, and so it's gentle on the animal folk. It'll be gentle for your painting. Just a dry paper towel. Just want to dry it really good. Okay. And I'm going to set this aside for just a moment because I want to show you the epoxy that we're going to be using today. I get this from, I believe it's Amazon. It's Pro Marines, from Pro Marine Supplies. It's tabletop epoxy. This is A. And you have a B. Okay, and we are going to use our kitchen scale today because we want to mix this equal parts. Very important. Don't want to, when you're mixing epoxy, you don't want to go over, you don't want to be under on a certain part. It's very important. If you get too much of one, it kind of gets gummy. And then, to be honest with you guys, you kind of need it a little warm in your room to do epoxy. It likes a warmer environment. So I am just mixing up 50 grams of A. And again, taking my time. I don't want to go over. It's not so bad with paint and pouring medium. If you're a little under, a little over, it's a little more forgiving. Epoxy resin, if anybody knows who's worked with it, it's not that forgiving. And it can be a little on, anybody knows who's worked with resin, it's a little on the pricey side. I ain't gonna lie. It's expensive, but it gives you a really nice finished gallery look. It protects your work, and not only that, it increases the value. So if you choose to sell your paintings, you're preserving it. You're preserving your work. Okay, I went to 99. So I'm just going to go, one more drop. Come on. Come on, give me that number. Aha, there we are. There we are. I'm happy with that. Okay, so I'm just going to grab, I'm going to grab my little knife here. Now, when mixing resins, you don't want to whip it like you're doing a whipper. Epoxy resin does not like a lot of air bubbles. The less air bubbles, the better. But I'm also going to show you a way that you're going to get rid of air bubbles, because no matter what you're going to get them. You know, so yeah, just taking your time. Again, first time I did resin, it was a trial and error. We kind of want to go from that cloudiness to more of a clear. So gotta marry the A and the B together. Like any good marriage, two becomes one. Okay. And like I said, mix it. You're gonna have bubbles, if you guys can see that. You're gonna have bubbles. But what? We're gonna take care of that. Don't you worry. Got it all worked out for us. And you'll find with the epoxy resins too, with that sealing coat, I've actually, it's kind of like my LED lights I have on my saltwater aquarium. With the spectrum of lights, you just see colors in your painting you really didn't see before. So that's another advantage of using the resins. Okay, all right. Back to our Valentine's Day pour. Okay, so got 100 grams of resin mixed up in the cup. Plastic gloves, absolutely necessary. Don't be touching this stuff with your hands, okay? Bare hands anyway. All right, let's crack on. You guys are so good to me. So good to me. I'm just going to labour under the delusion that you pine for every word I say. And right now, half of the viewers are hitting the fast forward. You know, that's what I tell my husband the other day. You're just pining for every single word I have to say. And I didn't see him rolling his eyes, but I felt it, you guys. I felt the rolling of the eyes. He's also very good to me, my husband. He's an amazing, excuse me, an amazing person. Like I said, I've got amazing people in my life. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, I just dumped all this out onto the middle of the canvas. Now here's where the fun comes in. Starting in the middle and just using gentle stroke. I just want to spread that resin out to the edges. Just want to spread it out. And again, I probably made way too much for this size canvas, so I will have to play around. If it's too much, guys, I'll play around with the ratio in the recipe and things like that. So I don't want you getting into this and then finding that you're wasting you know, too much resin. So, but we'll see. This seems to be a pretty good amount, believe it or not. Believe it or not. And this oh, there's a hair. I have, you know, like I said, dogs and cats. I think that's in the paint. Oh dear, dear, dear. Dogs and cats. I'll just carry it in on my clothes. Just carry it in on my clothes. Okay, so one more time. Trying to keep the same pressure on canvas. Just gliding my hand over. This resin, this is the best I've worked with that I've found so far. I even redid my countertops. I did a dirty pour ring pour on my countertops. And then I put this tabletop resin on it. I had to do, you know, if you guys are interested, let me know. If you want to see the countertops I did, let me know. Like I said, I don't want to be wasting time making videos, you know, that you guys get no benefit from. But I got to say, toot my own horn. I have to say, we're quite proud of those countertops. It was the biggest project we took on so far. And it was a huge success. Again, trial and error. I find with this abstract version of paintings, my expectations are never met. And that can be a good thing too, because it grows on me, and then in time, I just look at it like, oh my gosh, that's the best thing I've ever done. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. And again, just gliding my fingers around the edge of the painting. I want to make sure the edges are covered really well. It's very important. And you can slide your fingers underneath if you've got, and you're going to get drippy drippies underneath. And that's okay too. That's all right. You're creating a gallery wrap painting is what you're doing. There's no... Using this process, there's no need to really run out and frame it. Once it's dry, it's ready to go, hang on your wall. So yeah. So all right. So if you can see on, if you can see on your painting, I hope you guys can see that. But we have air bubbles in the resin, and we're going to get rid of those. So what I have here, my handy dandy heat tool. Again, got it on Amazon. It's a hot air gun, 110 volts, 50 hertz, 300 watt. Wonder tool if you're doing epoxy resin. So let's just crack on. I'm going to turn it on, and then kind of like the torch, I'm going to go over the epoxy resin from a high distance and pop all those air bubbles, and we're going to see a little more clarity in the resin. So hang on guys, sorry. Here we go. Hopefully you can see all of those air bubbles just popping. The heat is bringing those bubbles to the surface and clearing them away for you. It's also setting your resin heat. Like I said, epoxy resins like heat. So you'll set it and forget it. Oh. Again, pining for every word I have to say. I know you guys are. Circular motion. Take your time. There's nothing worse than thinking you've got all the air bubbles, you're in a hurry, and then you come back and you've got bubble in your painting. And that's okay too, you can just do another layer. Mix up about half of what we did, 50 grams, A and B, 25 of each. And you can put another layer on your painting, but we don't want to have to do that. Little in that corner. Making sure we got them. Again, taking our time. Sorry this is so long, but I don't want to rush the finishing coat. You really don't want to rush. All right. Oh, hopefully that wasn't too vocally intrusive. So, taking a look at what we got here. I hope you guys can see that sheen. I hope so. All right. I got a spot over here where it doesn't look like it was covered, so I'm just going to take my knife, just give it a dab, let it run down. And I don't see any spots where the silicone was resisting the resin. So, guys, I got to say, I think that was a success. Very, very successful. And don't seem to have a lot of dissidents this time. Yay! All right, so how long is this going to take, Joe? Good question. Depending on how warm your room is, could take anywhere from, I'd say, between 6 and 12 hours. It's best to leave it overnight, 24 hours. So I will resin a painting usually in the evenings, guys, say about 7 o'clock my time. And then I put the space heater on. Here's a little spot. I put the space heater on, and I just close the door and let it run. And when I come in about 4 o'clock in the morning to check on it, it's perfect, ready to go. Slap it on the wall, sit back and admire it. Call everybody you know, say, hey, come over for a cup of tea. Come look at this awesome painting. Okay. All right, guys, if you have any questions or comments about this, please don't be afraid to let me know. Is there something I missed for you? We went too fast, questions or anything that I need to clarify for you. So I hope you give this a go. Like I said, you can get these supplies on Amazon. And this is great about this company too. I live in Michigan, like I said, and I will order on a Monday. And sometimes it's there the same day. Sometimes it's there the next day. So you get these supplies really fast. All right, give it a go. You can do this. You can do this. And if you're unsure, just buy a smaller supply of it. You don't need to buy a gallon like I did. Just buy a smaller supply, give it a go. Hope you enjoy it. Again, love you all. Be blessed. Be safe.